Hey, what is up guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to refinance private student loans. What is the process, step by step, from start to finish, on how to actually refinance private student loans? What are the best lenders to refinance your private student loans? And how is the best process to go about doing it, right? When is the right time to refinance your student loans? And is it really good for you depending on your financial situation? Well, that's what we're going to be taking a look at here in today's video. Of course, you want to check out any of the companies and lenders we mentioned here in today's video. Check out those links linked down below in the video description. Again, so much are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into, again, how to refinance private student loans. Now, first, it's important to understand that refinancing private student loans allows you to effectively replace one or more existing loans with a single new loan from a private lender. The goal is to secure a lower interest rate, either reduce your monthly payment or pay off your debt faster. It is completely free to apply, and reputable lenders do not charge origination or prepayment penalties. And if you do want to get the quick list of the top lenders that we recommend here on the channel, you can check out that first link down below in the video description. It'll take you right over this page here where we partner with money.com to rank and put together a list of the best student loan refinancing lenders so that you can refinance your student loans and potentially cut your interest rate costs, which can actually save you thousands of dollars depending on what time it is and how high your interest rates are on your original student loans. So if you want to get access to this page here, it'll be that first link down below in the video description. We cover companies like SoFi, Credible, Earnest, Elfie, Splash, and Eurofee. So all these companies are listed here, and typically when you're going to refinance student loans, it's good to compare multiple lenders. So it's good to compare generally about 3 to 5 lenders. So if you want to get access to this list, again, it's going to be that first link down below in the video description. And one of the other things to consider when you're looking at different student loan lenders for student loan refinancing is considering the types of financial steps that you can benefit from, right? So if we take a look at student loan lending, right, if you're looking at refinancing, what are some of the other bigger reasons, right? This is coming directly in from SoFi. Again, you can lower your interest rate with no fees required. You can pay off your loan sooner, simplify your overall finances to get one easy payment, and potentially free up more cash, right? You can lower your monthly payments as you can put money towards other goals, such as like buying a home or saving for retirement, if you're able to, refinance your student loans. Now, this is coming even directly from SoFi, which is one of the top lenders for refinancing student loans. And something else to consider in terms of eligibility and requirements when you're going through these online application forms, right, to view your rates, and you can check your rate. Some of the most important things to consider is eligibility. Now, when it comes to eligibility, typically you're going to need a strong credit profile. This typically is FICO scores ranging into the high 600s or above. You also need some sort of stable income, right? Proof of consistent employment and an adequate debt to income ratio. If you're not familiar with debt to income ratio, this is basically your gross monthly income. Let's just say it's $6,000. You have monthly student loan payments of $600. You have maybe a monthly rent of $1,500, car payment. Your total debt is basically that ratio, dividing your total debt on top of over your total income. So in this case, it would be 40% if you have $2,400 over $6,000. Typically, if you're in that ideal range, you want to be below 36% is going to be a less risky borrower, or acceptable range or high risk. Now, this kind of debt to income ratio, it can be applied typically when you're going to be buying a home, or as well as if you're going to be refinancing student loans. It is something to be considered as far as how the percentages calculate as to what kind of interest rate is more dependent on credit score, but also debt to income ratio is another factor that is taken into account when you're going to be refinancing. Taking a look at maybe if you have credit card debt or other types of things can impact your total borrowing power effectively, right? So that's important to understand and consider as well. Even when you go to apply for multiple different lenders, this is going to impact you across the board, your overall debt to income ratio as far as your income and your total debt, really, including student loan payments and what that that looks like, right? So in terms of how to go about doing it, the general advice overall for when to refinance student loans and when to actually pull the triggers, typically every like 12 to 18 months can be a good range to try to maybe chase some lower interest rates. If we take a look here, even on SoFi, some of these rates are now lower than what they used to be just a few months back. So it can really change in every year, every few months. Interest rates are always fluctuating, always changing, depending on fixed or variable, and also depending on your credit score too, right? So if your credit score is improving, maybe you'd have a better interest rate option later down the road. So it is something else to consider, especially when you're aggressively trying to pay off student loans. You're going in and doing the refinancing, right? Lenders, typically want to see that you've completed your degree, of course, right? You've got your capping down, you've completed your degree. That's number one, really. Ultimately, a reasonable debt to income ratio, as we covered. A good credit score, if you have at least 600, 680 even is best. If you're in the 700s, great. And at least a few months of on-time payments can be good to consider when to put in your application. You can also utilize other third-party sites like maybe Credit Karma to track your credit score, see where things are going. And then you can also, get a list of different companies to apply for. Again, 3 to 5 lenders is typically good to go for, to see what you're eligible for and to see what they're going to offer you, because these rates are always changing. Every company is going to calculate things just a little bit differently as far as what they can offer you. So it's definitely advised to shop around from at least 3 to 5 companies, so you can compare offers and go with really whoever's going to give you the lowest fixed interest rate, right? When you're actually going to go about, doing some student loan refinancing. So that is kind of giving you the general personal finance guidelines when it comes to applying for private student loan refinancing. But overall, if you improve your financial situation, improve your credit score, improve your debt to income ratio, maybe pay off some credit cards if they're small, it can overall help your financial picture and kind of give you better chances of getting better rates when you go in for the actual student loan refinancing application. So again, all these options can kind of give you a good discounted rate and make sense all around for a lot of people. That's why this is definitely advisable if you're considering it, and can really save you a lot of money. And it's definitely advisable to get onto refinancing as soon as possible, especially if you are one of those people who has maybe an 11% interest rate, a variable interest rate even, on your student loans, depending on what kind of lender you were able to take out during school. If you maybe have a cosigner as well, if they have a good credit score, that can kind of impact things as well and maybe get you a better rate. Again, that is if you're already graduated from school and you're already working in a job, then typically you're probably going to have a better financial situation, at least at that point, in order to qualify for different student loan refinancing options. So again, you graduated, you already have a job, you're working on your credit score. Those are all kind of factors to revisit, especially every year or every 12 to 18 month range when you're refinancing private student loans. It can be a good way. You can even also look into consolidating as well, consolidating multiple different loans. I'll cover that in another video, but that is basically another method of refinancing, is to consolidate a long list of other private. If you have like multiple loans, then you can combine them into one. That can also save you some money as well. So again, feel free to check out any of the companies mentioned here in today's video in the links down below in the video description. Go in, apply, view your rates, see what you're eligible for. Again, a lot of these lenders, especially like SoFi here, no impact to your credit score. You can check your rate in 2 minutes. So it's a pretty easy process. Again, work on your typical main personal finance things, such as your credit score, your debt to income ratio, pay down any kind of debts that you may have that can kind of impact your borrowing power, and really just your overall personal financial health, right? Read some more on, personal finance, in general. Financial management can help you in terms of improving this process. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful. on how to refinance student loans, and more specifically how to refinance private student loans, it can be a really good thing to just keep checking those interest rates, shop around, and keep going through the process, because a competitive rate, ultimately, they are right here. It can save you thousands and can help you pay off your loan sooner, simplify your finances, and free up more cash so you can use it towards maybe buying a future home, or just saving more money towards retirement, or just spending money on whatever you want to instead of your student loan interest payments to some bank, right? So again, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Again, if you did, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway guys, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.